Hi, it's Brendan, and this is another episode of Let's Chat Sales. We take some aspect of B2B sales, we dive into it, break it down, come up with specific action items, and then try to make it fun. So, hope you enjoy it, and if you do, like and share, and let's dive in. Hey, Bob. Guess what? It's another edition. It's another episode, I should say.
Is it Let's Chat Sales?
Yes, it is. And,
woo, woo.
Yeah. Okay. And so today we're going to talk about outsourcing, but not outsourcing in the traditional sense, more outsourcing in the sense of you can't be good at everything. So you have to figure out ways to delegate to other people. And as a founder, you want to do everything, or you feel like you have to do everything, but there's a point where you really have to start freeing yourself up and letting other people do stuff. So I thought we'd chat about that for a bit.
Okay. Can I talk about the reasons why I'm not very comfortable outsourcing?
Yeah, fire away.
Okay. So a couple reasons come to mind immediately. No one can do it as well as me.
Yeah.
It's going to take me way too long to train someone to do it the way I want to do it.
Yeah, I get that.
As soon as I train them, they're going to leave and go somewhere else. So I've wasted my time.
Yep.
I've got to constantly check behind them.
Yeah.
And I'm teaching someone a skill and they're going to go out and become my competitor.
Yeah. Okay. They're pretty good. Some of them I completely agree with, and some of them I don't. And here's why. Like, I know for a fact I'm terrible at web development or at creating a website. I can do some of that stuff, but I shouldn't be allowed. So another one would be graphic design, right?
Okay.
Like, I can sort of do graphic design, but I shouldn't.
Why shouldn't you be doing it? You say I shouldn't be doing web development or website building, and I shouldn't be doing graphic design.
Well, for a lot of simple reasons. One is I'm clearly not as good at it as someone that does it on a regular basis. There are a lot of nuances and things that once you learn how to do web development, for example, or create a web page or create a landing page, you get really good at it. But there are little idiosyncrasies to the products that if you don't do it every day or consistently, you have to keep remembering them, or you have to keep going back to your notes. And it's just totally time consuming. The other thing is it happens a lot quicker, definitely with more quality, and maybe that's kind of redundant.
When I'm paying someone to do a service, I can be more critical than I can with me. If I've built some web pages for myself, and it's like, I don't really like the way this looks, but this is as far as I could get it. But if you're paying someone, you have the ability to say, look, I'm sorry, this isn't what I was looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have that one step away from the product where you can be evaluative in a way that I don't think we can when we're the creator.
I agree. You get more ideas. You get other perspectives. Sometimes you can push the other person to do a better job. As a founder, you want to be good at everything. You want to figure out how to do everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. But as you get further along in the business, you've got to free yourself up from those things. And so I find to be able to be self-aware enough to know what you should not be doing and what you should outsource to others. And when it makes sense to spend money with somebody else, because they can do it better, faster, and cheaper. And oftentimes you can get all three of those things if you value your time properly.
But what I would say, Brendan, the caveat I would give is you have to be involved. You have to oversee it. I see with a lot of founders and entrepreneurs, it's either I do it or I don't touch it.
Yeah.
There's a middle ground where it's like, I don't do it, but I know what I'm looking for. And I have the vision. And I think the founder's role really shifts from being the doer to the visionary.
Well, you still have to manage things. And that is what a founder ultimately does. This is one of the must-have skills for a founder, is the ability to delegate, but still
to scale. If you want to scale, you've got to be able to do it.
Right.
If you're happy with 5 customers, there are plenty of founders that, I hate to say it, but the word's flounder.
Right.
I've worked with companies where the limiting factor is the person in charge isn't willing to delegate stuff. And I think that's the equation. Most of the founders I talk to don't want to spend money. They don't see that to scale, you've got to build a team and you've got to bring in outside expertise. And really, when we talk about outsourcing, I would shift the discussion not just to delegating, but bringing a broader perspective to the table.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. So just having that realization that you don't have to do everything, that you don't have to be an expert at everything. And good leaders, good founders figure that out. They figure out where their strengths lie and where they need to leverage their ability. And as you get further along in the business, that's going to be around vision and sales and leadership of the company. For me, I was late to this.
Me
I
too.
spent for a long time thinking I could do everything or trying to do everything myself. And now I find that it's liberating to be able to hand stuff off to someone and say, hey, here's what I want. Here's what I'm thinking about. And they go off and do it and they deliver it back. It's fascinating to see how it can accelerate your business.
Are there areas, Brendan, where you think someone should really think about outsourcing versus not outsourcing?
The first thing you do is you figure out what the value of your time is, right? This is kind of academic in a way, but what's your time worth? And when you figure out how much your time is worth, whether it's $100 an hour or $500 an hour or $1,000 an hour, or whatever that is, then that it makes it much easier to then figure out, oh, if I hand this off to someone and pay them $100, but it takes me 4 hours to do it, man, that's simple math. And you ought to take that into account. So that if something's repeatable and you're doing it over and over again and it's process, well, then it certainly begs to be delegated to someone who's skilled at that. So blog posts, podcasts, content development, those sorts of things, graphics,
PowerPoint presentations.
All that stuff. That if you can, website development, of course, landing pages and email marketing. If that's not your skill set, if you can't do it like in an instant, then you want to figure out a way to get someone in to help you with that. If it's something that you do once and it takes more time to train someone, then that's your other example you brought up earlier. Yeah, then it's probably just better to crank it out at least until you can make it a process.
What about outsourcing sales? What are your views on that?
Well, see, that's funny because you say that because that was a job that I used to have. I used to do that. I was a guy that was hired by tech companies to help extend their sales capability. And it made a lot of sense for them because I could get up to speed really quickly because I knew the market, healthcare and technology and so forth. So it was smart for them. And then when they got to a certain scale and they said, all right, Brendan, we don't need you anymore. We're going to hire. I said, fine. Then it made sense to bring it in-house. So yeah, hiring outside marketing people, outside salespeople, I think that makes a ton of sense.
Although I would give the cautionary tale is you don't want to just from day one have someone else do your selling. You need to be involved with the customer to understand what it is they want and need and how you deliver it and to hear those challenges. So I hear the founder listening to this and going, oh, this is great. I don't really want to do sales.
No, they can't.
Call this person and let the person do it.
No, this is fundamental to this whole philosophy here is early stage founders need to know how to sell because for a long period of time, they're developing relationships. They need to understand the obstacles. They need to understand what the drivers are for that business and the industry, all those sorts of things. Yeah, you can't outsource that at the early stage. At some point, you can hire people or you can you can do some sort of outsourcing. But at that point, you know exactly what kind of talent you're looking for. The thing about this I find is, and just to kind of wrap up, is it's been kind of liberating to be able to say, oh, this is not in my area of expertise. I'm going to find someone who's good at it, whether it's Fiverr or someone I know from a university or a recommendation. I'm constantly on the lookout for good talent to kind of extend my abilities. And that's another good reason to have a good network because you get references from other people and that can save you a lot of time. And that's, in a sense, that's a form of outsourcing.
Wow. That was good.
I got meta on you there. I'm sorry about that. I stumped my sidekick.
You did. I didn't see that coming. Usually I know where we're going and you got there. I think it was a great discussion. And I think it's something that you have to evolve with. So,
all right. I think we beat the crap out of this one. What do you think, Bob?
I think we did. Yeah, I am just hoping, Brendan, that I can come back for another episode of Let's Chat Sales.
Oh boy. Here we go. Sorry about that, folks. All right, here we go. All right, hey, Bob, it's good chatting with you.
Good chat with you as always.
Hi, and you've just finished an episode of Let's Chat Sales. I hope you found it useful and interesting and even entertaining. And we dive into these B2B sales opportunities and issues on every episode. So come back. And if you liked it, by all means, like and subscribe and check us out on one of these other videos. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching.